guys, we are back, and we are back with a new device. I don't know why I think about ASMR whenever I see a mic, but we just had to do it. I hope you guys are good. I think this is gonna be my new thing. I think I'm gonna enjoy this. Hi guys, Kamala Pile, and I am back with another video. If you're new to this channel, a very warm welcome to you, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. You know what it is. So yeah guys, as you guys can see, we have a new device in the house. We decided to get a mic to level up our sound. Okay, so yeah, I want to show you guys this mic, the box actually, because I've already unboxed. So yeah, so I got this mic from Take-A-Lot. It was around like 183 rand. Yeah, I paid 183 rand for it. It comes with a USB cable, a charging cable, and it also comes with like a device that you put on your phone, because I shoot on my phone. I don't have a camera, so I use my phone. So there is like a receiver cable that you put in your charging cable, and that makes it wireless, if you get what I'm saying. So there's an on and off button here at the back. So yeah, I want to show you guys this box. So as I was saying, like I got it from Take-A-Lot, and yeah, it's called the K9 wireless microphone. So yeah, I wanted to try it out and see how it works. I think it's a good addition, especially if you are a content creator and you speak a lot in your content creation. I think it's also perfect if you are in an environment that does not really accommodate you projecting your voice, right? So if you are a soft-spoken person, or you live in an environment that doesn't really accommodate you projecting your voice, or you're just a little bit shy, shame sometimes, and you don't want your neighbors to hear that you're making a video, then this is the perfect thing to get. It's not that expensive, very affordable. We'll see how long it lasts, but I think I am going to get, eventually I think I am going to get a standalone microphone, because I love speaking with my hands, and this is not it. And I'm scared, there is a clip on here, I'm scared to like put it on my clothes, because it's gonna be like shh. So yeah, but anyways, let's get into this video. Before we actually get onto this video, please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. We just over 200 subscribers. Thank you so much guys for the support. Words can't really describe how appreciative I am. I really appreciate every single one of you. It's crazy that over 200 people are actually looking at me or watching me speak or do whatever I'm doing. So I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate your time. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below in the comments hashtag road to 300 subscribers. I know we can do it. We can get there. Okay, we can get there guys. Let's like so today guys, as you guys can see with the title below, we're going to be speaking about how to answer a legal question. This is a question that I've gotten a lot from students. Students basically asking me to break down on how to answer a legal question. So I'm gonna put you on today, and that's definitely what we're gonna be speaking about today. We're gonna unpack that, and yeah, we're just basically gonna unpack that. I'm gonna give you guys some tips like I always do, and I'm gonna be sharing things that I have done, things that got me from getting like 50s to distinctions. Like I'm not kidding. So obviously, like when you get a question, there's obviously going to be a scenario. With law, it's always going to be like essay type questions, like 10 marks, 15 marks. Sometimes you'll get 5 marks. It's not always that they'll ask you to list something, you know, but it's like most questions and most marks are basically marks that are scenario based, and they want you to explain and they want you to apply. So the first thing that you're going to do is to read your facts carefully. This is very important, guys. Like, reading your facts is very important. I used to just jump into like the instruction of the question, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I used to like skip the whole like scenario part and just get to the last line of what they're asking or what they're actually asking me to do. So what would happen is that I would get marks for my facts, I would get marks for the legislation and, you know, section mang, maybe I quoted the constitution, I'll get marks for that, but I would lose marks for application. And that's where a lot of marks are. Application. What they actually want to see is if you can apply the law to the facts. That's what they want to see. Whether you know the facts, everyone knows the facts. Right? Everyone knows the legislation, for example. Now you have to apply the legislation to the facts. That's what they want to see. So I lost marks for application, and it was just, and like, I couldn't understand why I was only getting like 50s and 60s, because I was just like, okay, I answered this question correctly, I did what they were asking me to do. But when you're answering a question, it's a whole process, and that's why it's very important for you to read your facts carefully and make sure that you understand what is being asked from you. The second thing that you're going to do is identify the area of law. So while you're reading, you're going to have to identify on which area of law is applicable to what they're asking you to do. So this is why it's very important. It goes back to my first point, that you need to read very carefully, and as a law student, you need to be able to pay attention to detail. I think that's very important, because if you don't pay attention to detail, you're going to lose marks because you missed something, or you missed that this could typically be part of probably like law of damages or something. So you need to make sure that you identify the area of law. You need to make sure that you read very, very carefully, and basically need to identify the area of law. So doing this, I'm also giving you like a basic maybe layout on how to answer your questions. But as you're reading through your whole like scenario, you will basically obviously have a little layout in your mind from the beginning till the end, and basically your conclusion will be your application, and that's how you'll be concluding. So after you have identified the area of law, you now get to the question at the end of what they're actually instructing you to do. So then you can start writing. So it depends on what they're asking you to do. Sometimes it's a yes or no question, but you have to, you know, clarify, or you have to elaborate, right? So you'd say yes or you'd say no, and then you start listing. Now this is how I do it. So you'd say yes or you'd say no. Then after that, you start with your sources. So you start with your legislation. According to section mang of the constitution, this is what's going on, this is what's going on, according to section whatever. So list all of your sources together. Please don't like play mix match and like start your sources there and then your sources are also in your conclusion. That's going to make it very unorganized, and the lecturer is going to be very confused as to what are you trying to say actually. So you need to literally have a layout of how you're going to answer your questions. So list all of your sources. What's okay, according to section mang, this is what's happening, according to section mang, this is what's happening, and then you move on to the end. So your first is a yes, and then you list your yes or no, then you list your sources, and then at the end you're answering the question. The last line, you're answering the question. So the last line that you will be answering is basically your application. This is where you apply your sources. So the legislation that you just, or the area of law that you just identified, you have to now apply it to the facts that they have given you, right? So that's how you would conclude. And then at the end, you would conclude by saying, like I said at the beginning, it's a definite yes or it's a definite no because of the reasons stated above, for example. So yeah, that's basically, it's a very short layout, but it will work for all of your questions, whether the question is a 5-mark question, whether it's a 10-mark question, 15, 20, 25-mark question. It works all the time. Now let's get into the tips of just additional tips of how I answer my questions. So the one thing that was a game changer for me was to answer questions like a lawyer, not like a law student. So whenever I would get a question, whenever I would receive a question, whenever I'm answering assignments, tests, or even like in my exam, I would pretend that I was an attorney at the time. What would I do in this situation? I would use my knowledge to my fullest potential, and I would literally answer the question as if I'm actually doing it, like as if it's what I'm actually supposed to do. So never answer like a law student, because if you answer with a law student, there's a little bit of an uncertainty and the lecturers can sense that. So as a lawyer, as a law student, you need to be very confident in what you're saying. Remember, you're going to be representing clients, you're going to be representing companies, depending on the direction you want to take. So it's very, very important that you're confident in what you're saying. And remember, there is no right or wrong answer. Né? But remember, in what I just said, you would see there's no right and wrong answer. You can't be quoting the legislation wrong or quoting the constitution wrong. That's out of pocket. You can't be doing that. Like, you can't be doing that. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's no right or wrong answer, but like, you can't be messing up the facts. That's something like, or something that is already given to you. You can't be messing that up, right? What you have to do is just say yes or no and then elaborate. Whatever your reasoning is, it has to be reasonable, right? In order for the lecturer to mark it right and stuff like that. If it doesn't make sense, obviously the lecturer will mark it wrong. But if you had the perfect layout and your reasonings are correct and they make sense, then you'll get the marks. Another thing that was definitely a game changer for me was definitely adding examples and adding case law. Lecturers love it when you guys add examples or case law to your answers. They just give you the marks. They just give you the marks because, like, what do you mean? You are adding case law, you're adding examples, and you're showing that you actually understand what is being asked from you. So I noticed that actually took me from like 60s to like 80s and 90s. I would get like full 15 out of 15 for a question because I added case law, because I added examples, and I would get a little note that well answered, good answer or whatever. Sometimes it's not really what the other students have answered. My answer would be different sometimes, but I would get it right because I substantiated my answer. So yeah, try that as well. But be mindful of time, especially in tests. You can do that a lot in assignments, but like also be careful not to mumble a lot. Like, be careful to not like sway out of topic. Stay in topic. Just mention one case law, one example, and your layout would be complete. Another thing that you have to be careful of is time. Be careful of time in tests and exams, right? So don't quote a lot of case law, don't quote a lot of examples in just one question, because that will cost you time. And although your question is well answered, but if you don't answer the rest of the questions, it will really work against you. So yeah guys, that's what I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Did you guys like ever take answering your questions seriously, like having like a proper layout for your legal questions and stuff like that? If you didn't, it's absolutely fine. I also didn't see it important back then, because sometimes you're given the facts and you sometimes don't understand how the facts are, or like you don't understand how the facts have to do or have anything to do with what they're asking you to do. So yeah, if you haven't really taken note of how to answer your legal questions and stuff like that, you are just answering your questions and you just got by, I totally understand. But you must know that if you carry on doing that, you're going to be losing your marks. You're going to be losing marks. And if you really want to be an academic weapon, you have to pull up your socks. Definitely. So yeah guys, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to share. Don't gatekeep. This might not only help you, but it might help someone else that you might know. So yeah, don't forget to share. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, and let me know down in the comments what you guys think of our new edition because I love it. I think I love it. But we definitely have to get our own standalone mic because this definitely, it's a lot. So yeah, that's it from me today. So yeah, see you next time.